Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Steven here again. I just wanted to personally talk about another fight that I thought was really interesting recently that had happened, and we're getting the rematch. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Man, I don't know, like watching that fight, it was a pretty good fight. Honestly, I mean, I wasn't upset either way. I like both of them. I think they're both in the top three. I personally don't know. It's kind of back and forth with me putting the top three in order between Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and, of course, Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's he's, what, 40 wins, 39 knockouts, and a draw. So he's, people were knocking him, saying his, caliber of fighter's not all there. But, dude's got power. And then Tyson Fury... and dude's lineal champion, he was like 27-0, 19 knockouts, and then the draw now. One thing I'll say about Tyson Fury, though, I really liked his story. I mean, dude got up to 400 pounds, and he got down to like 256 for that fight. And I'm gonna be honest, I mean, he's way more athletic than I would have expected. And he's like 2 inches taller than Deontay Wilder, and Wilder's tall for, heavyweight. He's like 6'7", and Tyson's 6'9". I mean, those are big guys. Those are tall, long dudes. So like I said, for Tyson Fury to move and keep his head moving, keep his hands moving, keep his feet moving, I mean, like he did that the whole fight. His conditioning was superb. Kudos to his trainer, because that dude put him in a great situation to be ready. Because I didn't think he was gonna go 12 rounds, because I just thought with how much weight he had gained, even with those 2 fights that he had previous to it. I don't know. You're going up against a guy who's in the top 3, obviously, which I believe, the top 3 I've already said. But still, anytime you're going against a guy who's at that high of a caliber, you've got to be in perfect shape and have your A game. As far as Deontay Wilder goes, I really started following him a couple years ago, about 3 years ago now. It was like 2016, and he fought Chris Arreola, who ended up retiring after the 8th round. And it wasn't too bad of a fight in the beginning. I kind of thought, man, this is a nice, entertaining fight. And then after about the 3rd, 4th round, it was just kind of getting about one-sided. And you just can't knock Deontay Wilder's power. The dude can punch. He probably has the hardest punch in the heavyweight division, I would say. I would go ahead and I would say that. I would say he's got the hardest punch in the heavyweight division. Now, where he lacks, though, is, I would say, dude, I wouldn't say his boxing IQ, no, but I would definitely say his boxing, as far as being fundamental. His fundamentals are definitely not there, because I think he's relied so much on his size and his power. And obviously, shoot, dude can do that. He's a freak. 6'7", and he has that kind of a power, and that reach and that length. Well, when you're that size and you're that, athletic, just that specimen, you can do that kind of stuff. And so I think, that's definitely benefited him. I think if he became a real, just great tactical fighter, he really got his fundamentals down, he'd probably be unstoppable. There probably wouldn't be a heavyweight, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, nobody could touch him if he had, the fundamental skills as, a Tyson Fury, who I think is probably the best sound boxer of those 3, as far as, moving, using the jab, setting the jab up. He looks superb. I like the way he looks when he boxes. Now back to the draw, or the draw that they had. Honestly, I can't be mad at it, because I can see it both sides. I really can. You could sit there and say, Deontay Wilder, he got the 2 knockdowns. He got the knockdown, the first one in the 9th round, and then he got the big knockdown in the 12th round, where it looked like he was, he almost looked lights out, and then he, comes up like the Undertaker on some WWE stuff or something. But at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder landed 71 to 430 punches, something like that. That's 16.5. I think you rounded up to 17% is what they'll put it on the box punching stats. But dude, that's it's really inaccurate. I mean, that's like Jeff Horn. I think Jeff Horn landed 17% against Pacquiao, you know? And then you got Fury. He landed, I think it was 84 against 340. Or, yeah, no, 330-ish, something. No, it was like it was 327 because he was 103 punches less thrown, and he landed like 14 more. And he was at 25.6%. So, I mean, the dude was almost 10% more accurate. I mean, that's a big amount, especially when he threw 103 less punches and lands that many more. I mean, he's accurate. And so, like I said, and then he was moving around real smooth, and avoiding a lot of Wilder's combinations and jabs. I mean, his jab was basically almost obsolete for most of the fight. And like I said, one of the things I don't necessarily like in Wilder's game is he's constantly throwing these haymakers. I mean, like you can do that against a lower level fighter, no, like class C or D fighter or whatever. But I mean, when you're going up against top 3 dude, you got to be on your A game. So like I said, with the draw, I can appreciate it, and I could, like I said, because I could have seen it either way. I could see you argue like, well, Wilder got those 2 knockdowns, and those are that's a 10-8 round 2 times, and then some will say he won a couple rounds, even though Tyson outlanded him 9 out of the 12 rounds in the fight, and some of them were by double digit. So I mean, I could see it either way. Like I said, Tyson, I think. Really, he was setting the fight up with his jab and his movement, looking real clean. So like I said, I could see it going that way too. So I can appreciate the draw, really. I'm really excited for the second fight coming up whenever they finally set the date, because I think both of them are going to come back even better. I think Wilder's going to come back hungrier because he's going to want to definitely knock him out. Now the fact that he's, he knocked him down twice, I think he's really going to try and get that knockout to really get that Joshua fight. And then, I mean, Fury, he's going to come in even better shape. He's going to come in at a lighter weight, I feel. He's going to have more muscle mass. He's going to, drop his body fat percentage down. He's going to come in trimmer. He's going to come in slimmer. And he was already moving really, really nice. I mean, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type stuff. He was looking good for like I said, for his size. So I think he's going to come in even better, bro. And so that's gonna bring the best of them into this fight, and that's what all the fans should want, regardless of whoever you're on there. You're on the Wilder side or you're on the Fury side. I mean, you're gonna want. I always like good fights, so I want both fighters to be at their best to give me the best show. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna root for one or the other. Obviously, that's what fans are for. That's why you're a fan of a team or a fighter, is because you like that person or that team, and so I think obviously, root for who you want, but every fan all around should want the best of both fighters because you get the best show. You get to see who's truly the best, not wait until this dude's almost going to retire and then fight him. Like, no, I want to see the 2 of them at their best in that moment and them fight in the ring and go 12 rounds. Or, one of them get the knockout. That's cool too. So either way, I think this fight will really solidify who's better of the 2. And I just can't wait. I think it's gonna be worth your money, just like the first fight was. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody can say they didn't get their money's worth in that fight. And it's gonna happen again. You're gonna get your money's worth. Like I said, I think both of them are gonna come back better this time. I think if Wilder, I don't know, because, I heard, like, Teddy Atlas say, like, if he hasn't figured it out... Wait, hold on. Might not have been Teddy Atlas, so let me just take that back, because I don't want to say something that's not factual, and especially using somebody's name. Maybe... anyways, I'm not going to say who it was, because I don't know now. But somebody was saying, one of the sports analysts was saying that if he hasn't done it now, it's because he doesn't want to. He doesn't care. He's too far into his career to really kind of evaluate and change himself as a fighter. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think maybe for the fighters he was fighting before, maybe he wouldn't have changed. But with something like that, and and a loss, potentially coming in the next fight, and possibly dropping out of the Joshua fight if he loses this fight, I think that's enough to make him hungry to want to increase his fundamentals. And then obviously with Fury, thinking he'd won the fight, he's, like I say, he's going to come in, he's going to be more sharp, more crisp. As far as who I'm rooting for, Man, I don't know. You know, like I said, I like them both. I really do. You know, I thought Wilder was pretty cool when I first really started watching him in like 2016 when I said he fought Chris Arreola. But I really like Wilder or Fury's story. You know, I mean, he has an awesome story. And you know, they're both champs. You know, so you got two guys who are both champions who have both reached the top of, you know, the top of their level in the heavyweight division. You know, and they're both part of the future of the heavyweight division. You know, at the end of the day, I can't be mad if these three guys, including Joshua, with them two, go at it moving forward all the time. I mean, that's fun. You know, when you got three guys like that, it makes it fun and entertaining. But anyways, you know, let me know who y'all think's gonna win the fight, who you like, who you're riding with, what you thought of the first fight, and you know, hit that like, subscribe, and comment. You know, let's get this going. Y'all have a blessed one. I appreciate you. Peace.